Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be discussing on the topic mediation under the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 or ADR, that is Alternative Dispute Resolution. So, before discussing about mediation, let us see the different modes of settlement of dispute. So there are basically two modes of settlement of dispute. One is peaceful mode and the other is forceful mode. Mediation falls under the peaceful mode, and other peaceful modes are good office, conciliation, arbitration, and so on. So do you all know what are the different kinds or modes under the forceful mode? If you know the answer, kindly comment down below, and if you don't know, just let me know if I should make a video on the forceful modes as well. So now let us discuss about mediation. Now what is mediation? So, whenever there is a dispute between two parties and the dispute cannot be settled by negotiation, that is negotiation fails, then the parties can go for mediation. In case of a mediation, the third party, that is the mediator, will recreate an environment for the resumption of talks between the parties in dispute. In case of mediation, the third party will take active part in the talks between the parties. That is, they will take active part to solve the dispute between the parties. Let us discuss about the merits or advantages of mediation. So the various merits or advantages of mediation are such: it can be started at any time or it can be stopped at any time. There is like flexibility. It is less time consuming and it is also less expensive. Also, it does not require any legal assistance, or it doesn't follow any like mandatory procedure, and it saves the valuable time of the court, and it also helps in reduction of the burden of the court. What are the demerits of mediation? So there are a lot of demerits, like obviously when there are pros, there are cons. So let us discuss about these demerits. So in case of mediation, the mediator will only hold his parties upon the pleasure of the parties in dispute, or we can say that he can be removed at any time from his office. The mediator, unlike the advocates or court, cannot compel the appearance of the parties, and he cannot even punish for non-appearance of the parties. The main disadvantage is that the mediator cannot pass an ex parte decree. What is ex parte decree? Suppose in a court there is a hearing and one party goes and the other doesn't go. So the judge can make a decision on the non-appearance. But here, the mediator cannot pass any kind of judgment or any kind of order when there is only one party present. So both parties have to be present for the mediator to give a judgment or an order so that they can follow. Mediator also cannot take the help of any expert without the consent of the parties. Decision of the mediator may not be binding upon the parties, and it may not be enforceable in the court. These are the basic disadvantages of mediation. Now, let us discuss the main topic of mediation, that is how the mediator settles a dispute through mediation or settlement by a mediator. So, if the mediator is satisfied that there can be a settlement between the parties at any stage of mediation, then the mediator will prepare a formulated written settlement agreement. So the copies of this formulated written settlement agreement will be provided to both the parties by the mediator, and the parties will check the formulated written settlement agreement, and they will if they have any objection, they will write down their objection in the formulated written settlement agreement. After writing the objections, the parties will return back the formulated written settlement agreement to the mediator, And what will the mediator do is that the mediator will go through their objections, and he will make a reformulated written settlement agreement. Now what will happen is that this after preparing the reformulated written settlement agreement, the same procedure will be followed again. This agreement will be sent back to the parties again, and the parties will check the reformulated written settlement agreement, and if they are satisfied, then if the parties are satisfied with the reformulated written settlement agreement, then they will again send back the reformulated written settlement agreement to the mediator, and finally the mediator will prepare the final written settlement agreement. This final written settlement agreement will be signed by both the parties, and this will be authenticated by the mediator. This final written settlement agreement will be binding upon the parties, and it will be enforceable in the court. And with this, I would like to end today's video. I hope you learned about mediation, and just let me know if I should make a video on the forceful modes and also on the other modes of peaceful settlement of dispute. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. For more such videos, stay tuned at LexTech.